Double Diamond Railroad back. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. We've been down here 2/3 of today, late morning on through this afternoon. It's after 4 o'clock here now, 4:30. So we were on a roll this weekend, had a good Christmas. Everything was good on the railroad too, the little things we did yesterday evening and Saturday. And we were able to get the McHenry couplers from Mathern that I found from Horizon Hobby. We were able to get the new ones on. This guy, he'd been sitting there for 9 months on a rip track. Screwed up, wouldn't work. I stole a coupler off of him to make this guy work because both these cards come in bad. And that's been fine. So then I got these in. I had the trucks on and off about 3 times. Separate issue, glued the little, whatever those pipes are along there, rigging. I glued 2 of those hangers on there that were broke loose. I had to use some weathering and dull stuff, dull coat or something, to take the shine off of that. I think it's on the other side of the car. But I did a hand test over there and slung it through a rough switch and corner, and it went through there fine. So I don't know if something was burr under there or something, and maybe I knocked it off when I was doing the trucks on and off. Rolled just fine like the other ones now. So I'm very happy about that. Got another tank car. Now I brought this guy over, and he's the one hauling diesel to the yards. So the truck can fill up from him. So I'll be able to send this car here and over to the shops over there, and then to the NS yard. It'll be shared around. So I got that done. I just come in from feeding the birds. It's still over about an inch and a half snow out there, and boy, it's cold, 21. Let's see, what else are we working on? I've been studying found this last night about 12:30 in the morning. This, where's the name of it again? Something Steiner chart. I can't see it now, it's not on the paper. So I have my weights here. I was testing yesterday with the intermodal, trying to make him run trouble-free. Oh, the other thing, yeah. I solved the grain train. Apparently, he's in good shape now. Where is he? Can't even see him. He's not here. I got the mixed manifest, and yeah, the grain's behind me. I'll come over there real quick in a minute. Anyway, I was testing the intermodal, trying to solve his problems like I did the grain cars. And I find this one switch over here by the engine house, diesel shops. Behind it, there's a bad switch, even though it's a new Atlas. Today, I found out what it is. The spring in it's too weak, so I had to take that off and put a manual switch. I'll show you that. Anyway, I come up with this because I was thought of a test I could do, because I weighed one of the intermodal cars, the back one, and it only weighed 0.60. Well, they should be 1.1 for their length, 1.1 ounce. So what I got the idea to go and put one of these weights on top of every car, because I'm thinking I have to put it inside the bottom container. Take the floor out and put it inside the bottom container, keep a low center of gravity. So, but we wanted to test how much weight first of all. So we put one of these on top of every container car and driving it through, and that helped us find the trouble spots in the tractor. A little bit of unlevel twist before the switch, where the track rolled one way, rolled outside instead of inside. So we worked on that. We had our bad cross ties under there that were sticking up, warping the track a little bit. And then I filed and ground with my stone, knife sharpening stone, slid that over, smoothed everything out. But then we had to do that manual throw to stop that picking a point there, which it did. It seems it did now. So we'll go to that here in a little bit. So let's see. Yeah, that was the other success. Here we go. The other success was these CSX cars kept jumping. The front one It's almost like they're a little bit light, even though they should be the same as this Santa Fe and these two guys. But I noticed by feel that this new car here, Gunderson, these are Trinity's Intermountain. This is micro trains, I think. Took him, he was a little bit heavier. I put him in front, thinking the heavier weight would help, which I'll check the weight on him. Sure enough, that seemed to have solved it derailing on different switches and things by having a little bit heavier car up there. It was almost like with all the engines up there in DPUs, pulling a 19 car train and 4 engines and 2 DPUs now. It's like a little too much strain on the coupler and stuff. It was jerking the CSX around, jumping up over frogs, all kinds of stuff. So that seemed to solve that problem. Very happy about that. I can run that around continuous without worrying about it. Comes clear back here. Clear back here. There he is. There he is. So that solved that problem. Was very happy about that. That was the first thing I solved. So then today has been chaos. One thing after another as soon as I come down here. Just whipping me mentally and physically and everything, standing here so long. My back is killing me now after standing here, which I had that problem. But take breaks, just had coffee, came back down. So now let's go over to that intermodal issue we're working on. So there's the Atlas switch, which is new. This whole crossover is new. As of a year and a half ago, at least, it's been replaced like 3 times. But it had this kind of snap switch on it. That one's really tight and tough. But this one, I found out that you can move the points with your finger. It was real loose. So I thought the only way to fix that, other than replace it, put a manual throw on. That's why I marked it with that white styrene. So I put that on, super glued it down, and yes, it is working. It's putting a lot of point pressure. Then I had trouble with this side over here, which is crazy. That one intermodal car, the Kato set, first one, front trucks hit here, get right inside a point, then it jumps and starts going that way, peeling off, even though the points look like they are right there. So I filed in between, filed this point on the back side to make sure it didn't have some sticking over too far and catching a flange, and that seemed to help. But what I really learned was the best way it works, the car weight, and here's where I had my trouble. I had to soak this down and do some leveling. A little bit of a twist there. Inside was high, and I wanted it to be curved in. The whole thing was tilted in like you're supposed to, super elevated. So I think I got that pretty close. So we come around to the intermodal. Well, we can't see them now. So all of these are pretty good. They're pretty good. So what I have here, here's the lead car that keeps jumping. And he's right behind the DPU, so I watch it go through and it really gets kind of a sharp curve there. Really gets torqued by the coupler. Maybe it needs a little more swing on the engine or on itself in the box there. The pull bar box. So I put a weight on every one of these. And they all do fine, except this one up here still was having trouble with one weight dead center. So I thought, okay, I'll add another ½ ounce. That's what those are, ½ ounce. So it'd be about 1.3 maybe altogether, which that's a little bit over, but it's just getting a lot of torque up here on the coupler. So when I put one right here in the front, even if I just put one in the front, it seemed to work. So I'm going to run 2 in that one. That should help it out. So I think I can get this running consistent all over then. Otherwise, these are coming off the layout, and I'll go get me some more of these 53 foots, not those, but not stack train kind, BNSF. Get those 3 set, BNSF or something, 53 footers. They're kind of articulated, but these aren't. These are all independent here, but I see the new ones, Kato. These are Walders, I think. They are really good. Might try to buy some of them singles again. Makes your train longer though. If I get the Cottos, three trailers, 3 cars with a center bogie between them. So I might try a set of them. Or I might buy some more 48-foot singles. Like somewhere. I don't know. I have one over here. I saw it in the yard. So anyway, we're going to make a run test here. We'll see. I've shut everything down, let it set, and we'll make a run test, show you how it comes through there. Hopefully, see if it's consistent. Oh, and then the other problem after all this, I don't know why, but I checked voltage yesterday back here because I heard the engine stuttering here. It was only because it's dirty. And I cleaned out the rock in there too. That was a problem. I was getting rock hitting the side of the trailers right there. Right in there. Scraped all that away, and that seemed to help now. The cars were catching that, the big ones were. That made it jump off sometimes. So I'm checking back here with my little volt light, my 3 LED red, yellow, green thing, and I saw it only had red and yellow lit, and I thought, well, that's crazy. I've always had super voltage through the whole layout. So then I started checking. Today I came down, started checking that again, boot up, same thing. Went around, checked it here, checked over on the other side, right closer to the power thing. It was still that way all over the layout. I thought, okay, we got a central component that's bad. Either the panel, or first thing I always suspect is a wall wart. So I traded that out. Nope, wasn't that at all. Same result. Traded out the cable. Traded out the cable from here, from the power panel. 7-foot cable, put a new one on. Nope. But I did, my original did have something then that I found up here at the bottom of the controller where it plugs in. I thought, oh, it's a bad cable, so I changed cable. Same thing. So I took it out. I don't think I can show it here. Let me set up, see if I can show you what's wrong. I'm going to try to fix it. If not, I'll have to send it in. Fortunately, I have 2 of these. This one was done a couple years ago, sent in, had a new display put in because it got dropped. And it cracks on the board, cracks the solder. Didn't work. Blank. So they fixed that. I've had it on standby. Was going to sell it. I thought, you know what? I've got components for a whole second set. I'm going to keep it just in case. Because boy, troubleshooting is way better this way. Now let me show you over here. I'll set up so you can see what the problem is in this one I've been using for a year and a half. Oh yeah, you can see it. See it on the right. One of those prongs is up out of the groove where it's supposed to be down in there. So I'm not connecting one of the pins. And when I went to this new controller, then I got 3 lights, red, yellow, green, normal. So I got to try to get in there with my magnifier glasses, see if I can fix that. I don't know if it got up and got bent and now it's stuck in that position or what. If it is, I'm probably going to have to send this in and have them put a new jack in. But at least I found what it was. I knew it was a universal issue. One of these main points, one of those main 3 points, cord, wall wart, well, 4 points, or the panel, or the controller. And then I found out that all the consists are held in the controller memory. I thought it might be in the decoders and it would come up, but nope. Had to rebuild everything manually. Okay, let's get to running here. And we'll come through at 10 miles an hour. See if we can do it. Once I got to 11, I started having trouble, so I'd put the dual weights on. That's usually what I would run through here anyway. Maybe up to 12. but because it's gone through the double crossover to the main line, or single crossover to the other main line, usually slow down, ringing and blowing. So here comes a trouble car. Getting dirty track from where I ground. Hey, she went right through there. Didn't try to track off that time. So I think that's my answer. Now the next thing is opening the bottom container up, getting the bottom open and dropping a weight in there. Since they're stick-ons, I should be able to, I don't know. It's not going to lay flat down on a plate. It should be close enough I can stick it in place in the middle on the bottom plate. That's good. See if we can back through it. When I back up over to the right on a different curve and joints, some of the bigger stack train, pacer stack train derails sometimes. There's a rough joint there. I ground that down. See if that'll help. They seem kind of light too. I haven't checked them yet. I will after I solve all these. If I can make these reliable, it's really nice to have a train that long. I want to add, I've got 2 more cars I could add, but they're in the yard. I still want to add 3 more cars, so I think I'll try that. 3 set of Kato domestic containers and put it ahead of the UP, head of the DPU, right here behind the stack train, pacers. When you get those articulated, you don't want too much strain on them. My engines pull this extra weight, no sweat at all. Okay, we're going to come around the corner and start up again, come through at 12 miles an hour, see if we can pass the test. Haven't really tested at 12. Did it 11. Now we're doing 12, which is really about 14, 15 miles an hour. If we jump off, we'll hit the emergency stop. And we'll end it there. Find out our limits. Move on to other things. I ordered some pine wood derby weights that stick down. They're flexible. I ordered 3 sets of them so that I can maybe more easily. Hey, got through there at 12 miles an hour, which is really 15. Made it through. So the weight is the issue for that front guy. Putting the weight in solves it. I get this reliable, I can run him around unattended around the layout. That'll be awesome. So I'll have those weights by Friday or Saturday. I'll probably not. See, Friday, I don't know when the 1st is. Anyway, it said the 29th, I think. So, okay, we'll stop in here. Because that is looking good. Okay, good deal. stopped over here. Had to move the engine house so I could work on that. Here you can see how I think I showed this one other time, but for the new ones, see how my sound module is in there. ESU Loc Sound. I got a little board in there and just wired it to those copper alligator clips, soldered to them, just clamp it on the track. And there's a big speaker I got from something else that I put in there and turned it down to kind of, so the sound wasn't blasting out the roof of the building. That's how I do my shop sounds. The building goes over top of that. Okay, a little bonus here. Wanted to test out crossing over with a cold train. Both directions, I had it, one car hop off going backwards. Let's get up here where he hopped. But I think it's okay now. He jumped off. Well, he jumped off right there. Let's see if we can back up through there again, and we'll go forward. Is one of the silver cars right in the middle. And I think it's already passed. That's good. You followed the inside guardrails thinner. A little bit tight squeeze against the frog. That seemed to cure it real quick. That's at 13, 14 miles an hour. That's really whipping through the crossover. Okay, that was 8 or 10 miles an hour, so now we're going forward. Take it up to 12, which would be at least 15 or 16. Tripod's acting up again. Got to get a channel locks on it to lock that lock nut. And swivel at the top. Thinking about getting a fluid head instead of this one. This one's starting to wear out within a year already. There we go. We're good. Okay. There you go, a little extra footage. Catch y'all later. Thanks for watching. Double Diamond Railroad out.